Welcome to Minnesota, and today we're going to try to find some weird stuff, some unique stuff, some odd stuff in the state of Minnesota. I did one of these videos before in Oklahoma, and I just called it Weird Oklahoma as a slogan, and it went pretty well. And we'll see, Minnesota's known for having some different, unique type stuff. I don't necessarily think the word odd is bad at all. Actually, I think odd is usually very interesting. So we're gonna see what we can find. We're in Mora, Minnesota to start with, because I have friends that live here. Shout out to Cole and Rachel. They had the YouTube channel Working for the Wild. And so I was up here visiting them. And I'm gonna head to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And Route 23 basically goes from here to there. And we're starting here, and we're gonna start with the big Dala horse. This is a Swedish heritage, in this town. And Dala horses are, something from that culture, and they're kind of all over town, but they have a huge one here at the fairgrounds. And so that's the kind of stuff we're going to be looking for, and we'll see what we can find between here and basically the end of the state where, near where Sioux Falls is located in South Dakota. So let's follow Route 23 and see what interesting / odd / fascinating, unique stuff we can find. Today we're going to use the website Roadside America. It's a great website to find interesting things along the way. Click on Minnesota, click on the map, and there's all these pins. Probably hundreds of them here in Minnesota. So we can find Mora right there, and that's where we're going to start and get information about the Dala horse. Just down the road from Mora a few miles is the town of Ogilvie, and right before you get to Ogilvie, you'll find Rusty the Dragon. This is a 10-foot tall, 3,000-pound fire-breathing dragon with glowing red eyes. It was built by Elmer Latala, a retired machinist, and this is his front yard. Visitors are always welcome, and he does breathe fire, but it seems to be at random times, so you have to definitely pay attention. This is the town of Malaca, population 3,021. Nice little downtown, but we're not here to see the downtown. We're here to see the fire hydrants, as they have over 25 painted fire hydrants throughout the town. They resemble iconic characters and superheroes, different themes. They're all over town. Majority of them are in the downtown and city park area, and I just drove around and found quite a few. Next up is one of the most unique places you'll ever see. This is Foleyland, and it's in Foley, Minnesota, population 2,700. This is 4 acres at the corner of highways 23 and 25. About 20 years ago, Tom Henry, who's a local construction company owner, placed a large rusty metal cone with a face as the first piece of what would become Foleyland. The move sparked ever-expanding collection of items. He's the driving force behind the project, and other community members contribute. I'm guessing there's like 100 different things here. A little bit of a paranormal / alien theme in some places, but other places it's just really creative stuff. So let's walk around Foleyland. Doesn't work. That one doesn't work either. We're now in Cold Spring, Minnesota, population 4,164. We take this little back road through the gate up to the Grasshopper Assumption Chapel. Quite an interesting story as to the history of this chapel. In the early 1870s, Rocky Mountain locust swarms, aka giant grasshoppers, devastated crops across the Midwest for 5 consecutive summers. In central Minnesota, the plague left fields flattened and households impoverished. In response, the governor declared April 26, 1877, statewide day of prayer. Parishioners pledged to build a chapel honoring the Blessed Virgin if the insects ceased. By August 15, 1877, a small wooden chapel was completed. By the time of the second Mass in September, the locusts were gone and no major plagues reoccurred. 1894, a tornado destroyed the original structure. It left the wooden statue of Mary and the Christ child intact. They rebuilt this chapel in granite, matching the original dimensions. We're now in Willmar, Minnesota, population 21,000. This is the county seat of Kandiyohi County. And there's the courthouse, and next to the courthouse is a monument to Chief Kandiyohi, an Indian represented as a fisherman. The image of Chief Kandiyohi first became part of the community in 1915 when it appeared as the county bank's symbol. That same year, an artist created a small sculpture, which was the basis for this larger statue. In 1929, Chief Kandiyohi, which is a nickname the Indian symbol received, although there was never really a chief by that name, the small sculpture found a home with the Bank of Willmar. The bank president contracted to have this 17-foot statue made in 1956. It was mounted on the bank for 27 years. Then in 1983, the statue was moved to this site. It was donated to the city of Willmar and Kandiyohi County. This is Granite Falls, Minnesota, a beautiful little town of 2,700. Right next to the Yellow Medicine County Historical Museum is what claims to be the oldest rock in the world, 3.8 billion years old. I have no idea how accurate this claim is, but that's what the sign says. We're now in Pipestone, Minnesota. This concrete water tower is 132 feet high, built in 1921. It could hold 150,000 gallons of water, was retired in 1976. Also in Pipestone, next to the former Rock Island Railroad Depot, is this giant peace pipe. The Pipestone area was noted for its rock used by Native Americans for pipe making, so it makes it an appropriate place for this giant peace pipe. On a back road just north of the town of Jasper, Minnesota, is this unusual collection of windmills. This is the property of Terry Rodman, and there's something like 40 plus windmills from all different countries, all different places around the world. Very fascinating place, and it's all on display on his property here. You can walk around and check it out. There's this side here. You can go across the bridge to the other side that's closer to the house. It's really, really cool. Unfortunately, Terry passed away earlier this year, but the community still is keeping up the collection, and the public is welcome to visit at any time. And also down a little back road just north of the town of Luverne, Minnesota, is this tiny church. Wayside Chapel, built in 1963, offers seating for 6. Well, this seems like a good place to end in this tiny chapel. Not the world's tiniest chapel, but it's definitely going to be in the top 1% of tiniest chapels. And so very cool. It was a lot of fun. Something I didn't really show you today, I didn't really show you a lot of the little towns I went through, because a lot of these places are in small towns, like less than, 4,000 or 5,000 people. A lot of them have 2,000, 1,000 people. And there are some really interesting towns. So certainly want to come back to Minnesota. I don't get a chance to come back too often, but I have friends here now. So it'll give me a good excuse to come back and explore more Minnesota in the future. But hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of weird Minnesota.